And that's why they hate the Tea Party so much, because at its roots, it's bipartisan. At its roots, it's transpartisan. And so first they want to make it a Republican issue so they can divide and conquer. Then they want to radicalize it and demonize it. And they want to be gatekeepers and say, look, this Alex Jones is too popular. He's a kook. He says the government wants to reduce your numbers. When that is the stated State Department U.S. policy, stated UN policy, and the stated White House science czar, who has written more than 10 books and booklets, we own them all, and here's the textbook he wrote, Eco Science, where it calls for drugging the water to sterilize you, and calls for a planetary regime to do it, and calls for, basically forced abortion. I mean, this is the White House science czar. They say we want a planetary government to then carry this out. I mean, look, Chris Matthews is a dead political duck. He wants to make this violent because he's losing the political fight. And just like they told you the vaccines wouldn't hurt you, and I said, folks, don't believe me, don't believe Matthews, don't believe Fox News, they were up there lying too, and CNN, I said, go to the Walgreens, go to the CVS, go to the Savons or Vons or whatever it is, or the Eckerd, go to the pharmacy and say, I want the insert that came with the shot bottle. And you read it, and it says causes Guillain-Barré's, other neurological disorders, Lou Gehrig's disease, brain damage, sterilization, reduced fertility, and cancer. Read the stinking insert. And you know what? People just take the challenge and they read the stinking insert. And they find out who's telling them the truth. And it ain't you, Chris Slimeball Matthews. Let's finish up with this clip. Here it is.
And reporting it is the use of the flag, don't tread on me, the great Gadsden flag from South Carolina. These people are referring to the federal government of the United States, which was honestly elected. Right. Nobody questions the election of Barack Obama. He won with a good one, 53%.
Hit pause again.
Well, look.
Honestly elected with 4 times the Wall Street money, 5 times the Goldman Sachs money. Honestly elected, held up as a messianic leader by the media, knowing people were mad at their last puppet, Bush, catapulting him in to break every promise. Look, please continue.
They're saying he's not an American. Yeah. They're saying he's illegitimate. This language I've never heard before.
What was interesting to me about the piece that you did was that you showed the continuum between people, dick armies of the world who you interview, who was a member of Congress, libertarian conservative, helping to stir up the Tea Party, and then you have someone like Alex Jones, who we just saw in that clip, a radio talk show host who says he's not right, says he's not left, but he says that basically there is a planetary elite that literally has a secret plan to kill 80 to 99% of the population. And you have Rand Paul going on his radio show every couple of months in which they talk about the threats to liberty. Now, I'm not saying Rand Paul believes the conspiracy theories of Alex Jones, but by appearing on that show, he is somewhat legitimating Alex Jones as a voice of the right.
Why? Well, look, Dick Armey, we all like, I've known Dick Armey forever. Dick Armey will not disown.
And then he will not disown the birthers, he goes on to say. Well, I mean, his cousin Odinga is a mass murderer on record with Obama directing him to riot to be made prime minister. They created that position for him. He's from Indonesia. I've already covered. I mean, he is an Indonesian citizen. He is illegitimate. You can't give up your U.S. citizenship to be an Indonesian citizen and then retroactively get your U.S. citizenship back. He never gave up the Indonesian to begin with. What are we doing having a president who's got all these different names from Indonesia? But listen, everybody, MSNBC and cover-up of manifestly provable population control program, a very important article. And then we have another article. We're hitting them from all sides. MSNBC goons assault Tea Party activists while pointing fingers at others for violence. That video of MSNBC people attacking a reporter with a knife is up on prisonplanet.com. MSNBC goons assault Tea Party activists while pointing fingers at others for violence. And we show other videos of Obama thugs beating people up and the media ignoring it. And then meanwhile, you've got last week Chris Matthews supporting Bill Ayers, who murdered people and bombed police. This little punk likes people that bomb police. I'm up here saying nonviolence, let's fix this peacefully, and this little punk is supporting the weatherman that bombed and killed and wounded and blinded more than 25 police. That's how sick these revolutionaries are. But now they're running the country. They're the scumbag revolutionaries. They know we're on to them, so they want a dictatorship of their corrupt government. And I've got all the mainstream news. New bill gives Obama kill switch to shut down the internet. Don't want to read it at prisonplanet.com? Go read it at drudgereport.com. Now, I'm going to Aaron Dykes in a moment on the eugenics front. But before we do that here, let's go to the next clip. By the way, that's a small sampling. They're attacking me on every major show on MSNBC. Why? We're effective. They know that if you go read the article, MSNBC and cover up a manifestly provable population control plan, you're not going to be scared of their oil spill they staged. No doubt of it now. And you'll give up all your rights to them and all this tax money. They know that if you realize just how evil these controllers are, you're not going to be scared of little men in caves anymore and give your liberties up. If you figure out who the real danger is, like Thomas Jefferson warned us, their party is over. And as Newsweek said, I am the prophet of the Tea Parties. They go to the Tea Parties. MSNBC told me this. So did Salon. So did the New York Times. Everywhere they go, the majority of people say, I'm here because of Alex Jones. Now, you notice you don't see me at those tea parties. I've been invited to a lot of them, but I don't go because I'm busy, A. B, I get there, provocateurs then try to stir stuff up and, you know, run up, and it only takes 2 or 3 of them to claim, you're not supposed to be here. Then they say I crashed it or something, and it becomes a media staged event. There's a lot of COINTELPRO out there, also a lot of just jealous, mentally ill people. But in the final equation here, ladies and gentlemen, they're in a lot of trouble, and they know they are. So get it out there. Chris Matthews supports terrorists that attack and kill police. Meanwhile, he wants to say, I'm calling for killing cops, which he does later in this video and in the documentary coming out tonight, according to the script we have.